Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hi everyone, how are you all doing? Thought today I'd talk about a film that I watched recently, well very recently, yesterday. It came through in the post, took a couple of days to come through, I guess about 3 or 4 days to come through customs, which this film, I'm not going to lie, made me feel quite queasy and quite uneasy. Oh yeah, it's Jonathan Doe's Barf Bunny. Now you're probably wondering to yourself, why on earth would I want to review a film like this, or watch a film like this? And there's two reasons for that. One being in my previous video where I talked about my Blu-rays and DVDs, I'm a sucker for things like, controversial cinema and obscure cinema and oftentimes fucked up cinema. I don't own a lot of those kind of films, but my collection's slowly starting to grow with it. And also because I also love Jonathan Doe's work. He's a very interesting individual, and he's got quite a broad niche of films that he wants to make and things that he likes in general. And also his YouTube channel, Cinema's Underbelly, is very, very interesting, where he goes through the most obscure and obscene, controversial films in the underground scene, pretty much. The copy that I have right here was signed by the cast and crew. This is only with the bundle, I think, because I wanted the bundle, and it's signed by all the cast and crew. It was a pretty penny, but it comes with some really lovely goodies in there. I was really happy with the quality of what I was given, and there was quite a lot of stuff for what I paid for. So what you get is the film, obviously. It comes on 2 discs, one for both of the cuts of the film, the other for all the special features like, interviews, behind the scenes, trailers, etc. And then you've got a poster, which is signed by Jonathan Doe, a Barf Bunny barf bag, signed by Jonathan Doe, a piece of cloth from the film that was used on the table, where I believe Fisher was sick everywhere on and chewed up all of her food on, and also some stickers too, which are very, very high quality, and the box is really nice too. I like the whole pink on white, it's a very nice look. But enough about that, let's talk about the story. So, Barf Bunny takes place in a fairy tale land where we see a bunny playing with her food, played by Felicia Fisher, where one day she decides to make a mess of all of her food because she's not allowed to be eating without supervision, pretty much. And you get the gist of what happens, lots of multicolored vomiting and shoes, and it's all quite grim. It made my stomach turn a little bit, not because of the vomit, but because of all the chamming and the chewing and just that snot, and yeah, it does a very good job of making you feel uncomfortable, and I felt that a lot in this film. What I found cool about the film was that there's 2 cuts to it. One being a metaphilia cut, which I think is someone who gets off to vomit, and there's also a gore cut. So both of those cuts are pretty cool. The gore cut is my favourite, as you can probably tell. I'm a sucker for, graphic, gory effects. I think they're really cool. And the effects done by the legendary Marcus Cook, who did the American Guinea Pig. Well, not the series, but he supervised for Bloodshock and did all the special effects for that. And you also got Jesse Seitz as well, supervising also. So pretty much at the end of the gore cut, another bunny comes in, played by Jonathan Doe, and cuts her head off, and takes her brain out, and puts all 3 of the jars of vomit, the contents of that, into her brainless head, which was a weird choice to do, but I think it's a good bit of fun, to be honest with you. And the second cut, being the metaphilia cut, is exactly what you think. There's no gore, it's just Felicia Fisher throwing up, and at the end of the film throws one of the pots over her head, and it made me laugh in horror because it just looked awful. And I thought, yeah, you need to have a good shower, I think. So really, the film pays homage to a lot of the bizarre fetish films that have come out of Japan. Mostly things like Terrible Meal. I haven't seen that film, but on Jonathan's channel you can learn more about that sort of scene, which I had no idea that existed even. And really, it's one of those films that is sort of continuing, if I can get that out of my fucking system, continuing on that tradition, I guess. I think it's called, what's it called? Irogoro. It basically translates to erotic grotesque nonsense, which Jonathan Doe has coined for his new series, which Barf Bunny lies under. But the film is also a nod to the extreme underground cinema like a guinea pig, where it uses lots of excessive violence, you know, with blood, gore, but also the jet black humor of He Never Dies, which is also a really funny and dark movie where a man finds out he can't die and decides to scare one of his work colleagues with it. So it sort of takes both of those things and crams them together really well. One of the good things about the film is that it does not outstay its welcome, clocking in at around 40 odd minutes. I think this was a good decision, not making it a full-length feature, because really it would just get tiresome very quickly. And also I really loved the colour grading in this film. I'm a sucker for colour grading as well. It kind of reminded me of something out of a children's book, and that sort of juxtaposition of, you know, some girl being mutilated on screen and vomiting is I find a creepy juxtaposition to, you know, the environment of the film, and it's sort of something that is not quite right, but it works in its way. One of the biggest nitpicks really is I found the audio to be a bit of a problem, which is a shame, because it sounds as if it was just captured on camera. I think using like an external mic, like a boom pole, would have been a better alternative, but I understand all their schedules for filming were all over the place, so I understand why they wanted to probably get it done quickly. Overall, if you're a fan of really obscure and underground horror, this is definitely up your street. If you want something a little bit twisted and fun, definitely go for it, but also I think it's not going to be for everybody. I mean, I especially don't get off to vomit. I mean, I understand that people do, but, you know, it's just one of those things. But what I do respect about it is that it has the balls to really say, you know, I am an underground film, and it will probably be remembered for years to come for its infamy, really. And I look forward to seeing what else Jonathan Doe has for the series. If you want to pick up a copy, I'll leave a link in the description where you can find John's company, Future Productions, and go show him some love. You know, he's one of the figureheads of underground cinema, and I can see him going far with this. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you again for the next one.